Hello Tarotia and welcome to 8D Tarot. Please put your headphones in so you can receive these messages in 8 directional sound. I haven't posted in a long time. Sometimes life happens, but I wanted to come back for eclipse season. Eclipses can be really big energies for the collective. This lunar eclipse, which is happening March 25th, is in the sign of Libra. So let's take a look and see if we can get any guidance, things to consider, things to ask ourselves for the eclipse. Okay, so our central issue for the collective that's being highlighted during this eclipse, we have the Two of Cups, love. Balanced love, especially in this deck. This is really talking about long-lasting, meaningful partnership. It could be a specific relationship for you. It could also be really the idea of love, how you have love in your life, how you view it, how you nurture it. It is, with the sun here, it's really something that you are seeking clarity on. It could be highlighted in some way. Something that you are wanting to understand more, to how to work with it, how to support it, how to make it grow, and really how it fits into your life. The path of the moon leading into the eclipse, we have the Emperor. The Emperor, as a major arcana card, it's not an emotional card. It's not about love at all. It's more about power and being in control. I feel as if there's a dichotomy here between the real world logistical things and action and effort versus really the emotional side of life. And with this eclipse happening in Libra, and Libra is all about balance, and it's also all about relationships, the idea of what you can and can't control in relation to your life and your emotional life could really be highlighted for you here with that Emperor. The path of the moon during the eclipse, you have the Six of Swords. This feels like moving through a period of tension, of conflict, maybe of some sort of stubbornness, some sort of rigidity around this, moving through that to calmer waters. And then following the eclipse, you have the Five of Staffs, about competition, sometimes conflict. This feels like really choosing your battles here in relation to having this balanced love in your life and the temptation to try to control it, manipulate it a little bit if this is a little bit in the shadow. So it's interesting energy so far, but definitely aligned with a Libra eclipse. Let's get some more information. Let's clarify. Okay, so our clarifying cards on that balanced love energy right in the center. You have the Page of Wands and the Nine of Cups. If this reading is resonating for you, it's very possible that this whole idea of having this very sweet, very balanced love relationship in your life, or having a balanced approach to love in your life, it's something that's always felt a little out of reach for you with that Nine of Cups. Something that you've wished for, but something that evokes a sense of curiosity and excitement for with the Page of Wands. Really something that is a goal, but it feels a little idealized. It's as if it's a fairy tale construct that you haven't quite figured out how to really hold on to, how to really feel comfortable, and how you feel like you haven't always been able to be yourself in that context, if that makes sense. The light just flipped out. That's a confirmation on that. With the sun up here illuminating the issue, we have the Five of Wands again, and we have the Three of Coins in reverse. It's as if even when you have love in your life, even when you have really healthy, balanced, productive relationships, there's still going to be real life things that happen, disagreements that happen, instances where you're not going to be working together as a team. Maybe there's going to be some tension. You might not want to build exactly the same things at exactly the same time. There's a sense of, if it's love, it should be perfect in that fairy tale idea. But the reality of that, the real life, day-to-day happenings with love are not like that. Real life is still going to happen. There's still going to be disagreements. And I feel like you're getting some clarity on that. Some things are being highlighted for that lesson for you right now. Heading into the eclipse, on that Emperor, that sort of, it's feeling really shadowy. It's like a rigid, domineering energy with that Emperor. It's clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords again. So this is really a tension between the Emperor, who's in charge and who doesn't yield to anybody, and the Knight of Cups, who's very emotional and watery and shares emotional communication, makes an emotional effort. This is emotion versus logic. And there's a sense here with that Six of Swords, I feel like there's a challenge here. If this is resonating for you, there's a challenge on when to use your logical side and when to use your emotional side. And there's a risk in your mind of using one or the other, meaning an ending here. And if things are really balanced, you also have cards of balance over here, which we'll get to. If the situation is balanced, you can alternate between using this voice and this voice. But I feel like that's sort of unclear to you right now. With the eclipse, on that Six of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups and the King of Swords. These are really two beautiful examples of polar energies here. We have new love feelings, self-love, really emotional, sweet energies, and then very rational, logical, almost a cold approach to emotions, really looking at things in terms of truth. You can feel all sorts of things with the Ace of Cups, but it's really hard to say what's true. And I feel like that's something that's really being highlighted here for you. The path following the eclipse, on that Five of Wands, that potential conflict, tension, picking your battles, you have the Hermit and you have the Temperance card, which is another beautiful example of balance. As you move through this eclipse, if this whole concept of love versus rationality, idealism versus realism, if that's a tension point for you right now, there's guidance here to go within with the Hermit card of Virgo. The fact that this whole structure, this whole idea of a sweet, balanced love that you can rely on, that will be in your life for a while, it's something that will make more sense and be more accessible for you after you go within. Recognize what you know, what you need, what makes you happy. And recognize here that with Temperance, it's all about pulling things apart in order to recombine them alchemically. Having things come together in the right way, at the right time, with the right mix of qualities, the masculine, the feminine, the sun, the moon, really aligns really beautifully with an eclipse situation, especially in Libra, which is all about balance and relationships. So as you're coming out of this eclipse, recognize how you're interacting with your own intuition, with what you know, and where you feel balance, where you feel like you are on the right path in terms of balancing out your rational side, your potentially stubborn side, and that emotional side. How can you combine these at times in different ways to move together to calmer waters? So let's end the reading with an oracle card. I love that the light went out during an eclipse reading. It's just perfect. Thanks for that. Okay, we are ending the reading with the Against Nature Alchemy Oracle card. This is really about the fact that there are things in your environment, in your life, in your world, that you cannot possibly control. And seeking to try and control that is a fruitless exercise. This is really aligned with this idea that this fairy tale feeling of love, bumping into the realities, the harshness, that clarity given by the sun of real life and real interactions, real day-to-day things, trying to use a rational and stubborn perspective on matters of the heart that are soft and changeable and sometimes chaotic and always beautiful. Trying to use a rational lens for that is not going to get you the results that you want. It's not going to give you the life that you want. Here with that Six of Swords twice, it's really feeling like there's a desire to move through a challenging time and get to something that feels calmer and more balanced. You've got several cards here about balance. So with this eclipse in Libra, who is all about balance, look for opportunities to move through that challenging time while maintaining both your sense of love for yourself, love for the other, and where you can tone down some of your rationality and your search for truth. Rather than look for truth, look for what is. So I hope that was helpful. If these messages resonate for you, please subscribe so you can join us again next time.